Juice feasting, that's something I want to talk to you about. Because I know you've done, how many juice feasts have you done? Like long ones?
Ooh, as far as I recall, maybe three long ones. One of 92 days and a couple of 30 days. There might have been some others in there that I forgot, but at
Right.
least those ones.
What brought you into juice feasting? How did you find out about it? And what gave you the motivation to say, hey, I'm going to do a 92-day juice feast?
Well, I was 4.5 years onto my raw food path at the point when I heard about juice feasting. And so I'd already released all of that excess weight and I had detoxed a lot.
Mhm.
And I also felt like I still had a lot more detox work to do because, you know, of course I came from this huge overweight body background. And then I heard about juice feasting, and at first I thought it sounded completely crazy, living on just juice basically for 92 days, 3 months.
Yeah.
A lot of juice every day, at least a gallon of fresh juice, 4 liters of fresh juice a day, and upwards of that if you can handle it. So I was living in Arizona at the time when I heard about this, and David Rain, the person behind juicefeasting.com, cornered me at a party one night and started talking at me about juice feasting. And I thought, this guy is just crazy. What is he talking about? People living on juice for 3 months. Like, who on earth's going to want to do that?
Yeah.
And then the idea started to kind of go around in my head, and I got more and more curious, and ultimately I ended up doing it. I moved down to Costa Rica at that point, and I was there for 92 days drinking basically juice, fresh juice, coconut water, and eating a few supplements alongside that are just very easy for the body to digest, like algae and bee pollen and a little bit of oil and things like that. And yeah, it was one of the most amazing transformative periods of my life, definitely. Release on every level. I mean, I'd already gone through so much release that I had not anticipated, other than the physical. You know, I anticipated releasing the physical weight, but you know, emotionally, socially, mentally, so many shifts. And then it just deepened even further through doing the juice feasting. Basically, when you don't have food there in your body, for your body to be putting a massive amount of energy into digesting, it frees up so much of your energy.
Yeah.
And your body just goes crazy, like clearing out all the old stuff. And there were points during juice feasting for 92 days when I was meditating. I felt like I was literally being electrocuted because the force of the energy that was coming through my body was so high without that obstruction of food being digested that I was just like, just vibrating like crazy. And I actually started to set off car alarms when I was walking down the street because my energy field was so bumping, you know?
That's amazing, yeah.
It was, yeah, it was really interesting time. And another thing that really stood out to me about juice feasting for me personally, 92 days into doing that, I was still having solid bowel movements, which for some people might be a bit too much information. For me, it was just mind-blowing. How is that even possible?
Yeah.
I've been living on nothing but juice. How is there stuff still coming out?
Can you explain that?
Well, when David introduced me to juice feasting, he told me that 80 days into him juice feasting for the first time, he was still having solid bowel movements. And this is like a little slim guy who's never been morbidly obese or something. And I thought, what? Where is it coming from? But, you know, the average person has 5 to 10 pounds of old waste sitting there in their intestines, primarily in the small intestine. Now, if you're dealing with a morbidly obese body, you can bet that it's a lot more than 5 to 10 pounds. I mean, you can look up these kind of gory details online, but in autopsies, there's often, you know, multiple dozens of pounds of stuff sitting in people. So
they said in John Wayne's body, they something like 83 pounds of bile came out when they did the autopsy.
Man, it's crazy, right? So if you imagine, you know, I was in this huge structure. There was a lot to release over those years. So yeah, that really surprised me and blew me away to think how much stuff there is to come out. Yeah, and just emotionally a lot of release, and it felt like everything was taken to the next level for me by doing the juice feasting. It's such a deep time of introspection and clearing, and you certainly don't need to do it for 92 days either. You know, you could do it for 10 days or 3 or 70 or, you know, whatever speaks to you. And my experience is that if people are willing to do it for at least around 3 weeks, they usually go through some kind of major shift in their lives, whether it's reversing a health condition or changing job, changing partner, moving house, whatever it is.
Yeah.
To me, it always seems to be about clearing away all of the things that don't really feel like they resonate with us anymore. It's a very interesting time for sure.